This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, we have some tips for dealing with holiday stress, anxiety, and depression. Hey everyone, thanks for starting your week with SSPTV. I'm Ken Karen. Let's dash away to our headlines from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. Tonight we begin with a Grinch-like story. Who would steal a TV from a church? Hazleton police say it happened sometime in the past 3 weeks. Someone entered the church in the 500 block of Locust Street and removed a 27-inch flat-screen Dynex television and a Samsung DVD player. Anyone with information is asked to call Hazleton police, or you can dial 911. Let's switch gears and get into some good Christmas news. I was walking up Main Street in Cunningham on Saturday when my wife and we heard someone yelling Merry Christmas from a blue pickup truck. Turns out it was Buddy the Elf, who was there for the magical and memorable 3rd annual Christmas in Cunningham celebration. Buddy the Elf was joined by some of his friends for the many festivities, including the annual parade that featured Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, dancers, and more. And I also love in the movie Elf when Buddy says, "Good news, I saw a dog today." Well, he saw lots of dogs in the pet parade on Saturday. And yes, the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear, and Angela Vito did just that. You have to hear her sing Mary Did You Know. It will make your holiday season. Now we'll talk more about Christmas in Cunningham during sports when we take a look at the results from the 5K race that got everything started on Saturday. Speaking of Christmas, SSPTV has a very special holiday treat for our viewers. Here's our very own Sam Lassant with a preview.
Hi everyone, I'm Sam Lassant. I'm reporting up here from the Laurel Mall, getting ready to do a Sam Lassant show. And guess who I'm with? I'm with Santa Claus at the Laurel Mall. And Santa Claus, first of all, I want to thank you for being on the Sam Lassant show. And we want to tell everyone that you're here at the Laurel Mall. How long will you be here at the Laurel Mall?
I'm going to be here till Christmas Eve, Sam, but there are limited hours. You can check. We have a stand here right at the escalators and elevators, and there's a list of the times that I'm going to be here, right outside the stand. Right
now,
outside the stand.
We're going to ask you a lot of questions, and have there been a lot of nice people or a lot of naughty people?
Oh, a lot of nice people.
A lot of nice people, yeah. And what is the most important thing that you want to tell all our viewers about Christmas, Santa Claus?
Well, it's to remember the spiritual part of Christmas. You know, Santa's part, I give the gifts to the children, and you know, that's important because it makes them happy on Christmas morning, but they have to remember that Christmas is all year because their mommies and daddies love them and they buy them Christmas presents and they take care of them all year, and they should love them and respect them all year long, not just at Christmas time.
And he said something very important, folks. You know, we have a lot of Christmas spirit, buy a lot of gifts. Santa Claus brings a lot of gifts, but remember the true meaning of Christmas, folks. It's that little baby Jesus that comes, and we're able to show him our respect as well as Santa Claus. I know sometimes Santa Claus, you know, the night before Christmas, where you're kneeling there in front of the nativity set and you know, giving homage to the baby Jesus.
And it's not easy for Santa to kneel these days, Sam.
Yes, it is. And I want to tell you, you're looking pretty good for how many years you're old. But remember my Christmas list now, Santa Claus.
I won't forget, but Sam, I can't get your own TV station. Sorry.
Okay, well, I'm trying. Okay, folks, I'm reporting up here from the Laurel Mall. And if you haven't come up to see Santa Claus yet, come on up to the Laurel Mall. A lot of great things happening here. And especially you'll watch me with him on the Sam Lassant show. And hope you'll have a great Christmas.
Lisa and I are on the naughty list, so Sam got the exclusive interview. Now, this special show will premiere tomorrow evening at 7:30 p.m. and will be seen again at 9 p.m. on SSPTV. The holiday season is a joyous time of the year, but as Lisa Sugar reports, it can also be a very difficult time for many.
The holidays are a very joyous time for us all, but sometimes there is some sadness mixed in, unfortunately. I'm pleased to be joined today by Mary Angie Schell, who is the Executive Director of United Charities in West Hazleton, and also Neil Oberto, the Executive Director of Catholic Social Services in Hazleton. I know that your organizations are willing to help for anyone who may be feeling, you know, not so positive right now. Maybe they've gone through a loss, maybe they're having financial difficulties, maybe there's some depression, What advice do you have for anyone who may not be feeling as joyous as they should this time of the year?
Anytime anyone's feeling any kind of sadness or, developing negative thoughts, we always suggest talking to someone, whether it be, your friend, your religious individual that you go to, or calling, the agency itself, because in these times when they are joyous occasions, although they bring back positive memories, but they also bring back, if you've had a loss, a negative one. And sometimes people just need to talk to somebody to sort through what they're feeling, to be able to go from the negativity to the positive memories that they've had. So we would suggest, talking to someone or calling, calling us at the agencies to be able to find that support, to be able to talk to someone.
Both of your agencies, along with all of the agencies of the United Way, see firsthand every day that there are a lot of people in our community in need. So maybe this is a time that gets overwhelming for them, Neil. What do you say when someone comes into the door and maybe they're having a difficult time making it through not only the holidays, but everyday life?
I think one of the things we all try to do more than anything else is listen. That ability to listen, and through that listening, try to give folks that sense of value and worth that they have within them, and that's really key to all this. And through that, letting folks know that there is hope, there is opportunity, and try to continue to build on that hope. And maybe going back to something that Mary Angela said as well is, try to find ways to go outside of yourself, even if it's volunteer opportunities or, again, calling, to talk with someone, but just somehow finding ways to, volunteering. I'd say that could help as well for some folks, but talking, which is so important.
If someone watching today is maybe having a difficult time, where would they call? What do they do?
They can call our agency, United Charities, Catholic Social Services, Northeast Counseling. If it's after hours, there's even in 211, the number that you can call, that there's always somebody there to listen. And that's the key thing that we want to get across, that you're not alone, that there's somebody there always willing to listen and, try to help through, because the feelings are temporary, and we have to get through that moment of sadness, that moment that we're feeling that, we're hopeless or whatever, and realize that it's temporary and it changes, and that we have to have that opportunity to make that call so that we know someone's listening, that we can get through it.
All righty, very good advice. Again, if you need any kind of assistance or help, don't be afraid to ask. Help is literally just a phone call away.
Thank you very much, Lisa. Coming up on FYI, I have an update on the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins on the FYI Standard Speaker scoreboard. And after this break, the guys from PennDOT are back with some great safety tips for the winter season ahead.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Pleased to be here at Core Fitness for our regular segment each and every Monday on FYI with Christy Book. Christy, we are out shopping, running around, not eating properly, not exercising, and the holiday parties are starting. Help.
It is. It's a conundrum that is all in one. We have the holidays, we have the shopping, the cooking, the parties. So it's always a mishmash of things. We really want to be mindful of all of those holiday parties, what we're consuming, and the activities that we're putting into the rest of our day. We have to make time every single day for ourselves, even if it's only about 15 minutes. Just kind of sit quietly, turn your phones off, turn your computer off. It's all too much, it's overload. And not to mention that this time is sometimes a little bit of a depressing time for some people. People lose family members around the holidays, or the holidays just remind them of people who are no longer here. So we want to sit and be thankful and really think of good memories with those people, and that really does such a thing for your immune system. It really helps boost your mood and your immune system, fighting all those colds that are going around. So yeah, we have to do that for ourselves every single day.
So we should take care of ourselves right now and maybe just start thinking now about what we want to do in the new year, just to maybe get a little prepared for that as well.
Yeah, get yourself a notebook and start to write down some ideas and then start to whittle them down, because you don't want to overwhelm yourself with too much. And nobody is superhuman. So knowing what we can do and what just needs to be set to the side is extremely important for your mental and your physical health. Your mental health has a lot to do with your physical health. If you don't feel good mentally, you're not going to feel good physically. It sometimes can come on as almost sickness, stomach aches, headaches, and lowering your immune system to get those colds that are going around.
All right, great advice as we're out in the hustle and bustle. And like you said, I don't know, we're going to have a hard time accepting it. We're not superhuman, we're human, so let's take care of ourselves first. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Same to you.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
Here's some Christmas cheer for you. I counted 11 wreaths on this house. Well done, well decorated. Those snowmen might want to hang out tonight, might want to hang on tonight, because there's a hazardous weather outlook for our area. A cold front will move across the area this evening, and we could see some heavy downpours and strong gusty winds. Here's your forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, showers and a possible thunderstorm before 1 a.m. Then isolated showers between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. Our low will be 47 degrees. South wind up to 14 miles per hour. New precipitation amounts between 1/4 and 1/2 of an inch possible. Now our 4-day outlook. Tuesday looks mostly sunny with a high near 51, wind gusts up to 16 miles per hour. On Tuesday night, partly cloudy with a low of 36 degrees. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high near 47. Wednesday night, isolated showers after 1 a.m., partly cloudy. Our low will be 38 degrees. On Thursday, showers likely, cloudy with a high near 49 degrees. Thursday night, a chance of rain showers before 1 a.m., then a chance of rain and snow showers, mostly cloudy, low around 34, and then Friday, mostly sunny, high in the upper 30s. Friday night will be partly cloudy with a low of 26 degrees.
Each year at this time, we get important advice from our friends at PennDOT to tell you how to drive safely during the winter weather, and we hope it's a better winter than we've had in past years. Pleased to welcome back Mike Toludo, the Safety Press Officer for PennDOT, and James May, who is the Regional Press Director. James, this is crucial. People need to be ready for driving in winter in Pennsylvania.
One of the things that's really important to make sure that you do, either for yourself or, like for me, I know that I have some teenage drivers that I'm kind of babysitting their car, I feel like sometimes, and make sure that their cars are in good condition. But this is the time of year before you head out to make sure that your car is in really good working order. The last thing that you want is to be stuck alongside the road because you had bad tires on your car, because there was some mechanical malfunction that took place in your car. So go out, just make sure there's a number of things. Obviously, it may be best just to take it to the mechanic, but first of all, just make sure that you know your car. Do you have the heated mirrors on your car? Do you have, what kind of features does your car have? So then make sure that you really understand your car so that when you're heading out, plan your route ahead of time. Mike's going to probably talk about the 511 app that we have, but make sure that you know where you're going. Every year you see stories of somebody, and many times it's out where they have even bigger snowstorms out in Colorado, but somebody who ends up going along, finding a road that is completely closed, or they're just listening to their GPS and they get stuck and they're stranded somewhere because they were not planning their route ahead of time. But plan your route out, make sure that people know when to expect you, especially for teenagers. And again, emphasizing to these kids, text mom and dad before you leave wherever it is that you are, let them know what time to expect you home so that they're not up worrying, but then also so that they know, okay, are they stuck alongside the road? So plan your route. It's a good idea right now to stock your vehicle with a number of items. Think to yourself, if I would be stuck alongside the road. A few years ago, we had the Valentine's Day storm. We hope that never happens again. But if I am stuck along the side of the road for 24, 48 hours, what do I need in my car with me right now? So, stock the normal things, the flashlights, the batteries, the food, all of those type of things. But then also make sure that you've thought through what are some things specific to you. Are you a diabetic and need certain medicines? So think through, if I was out here for 24, 48 hours in the cold, do I have enough stuff to keep me warm? Do I have all the essentials? And do I have things that are specific to me? But the rest of the things on your car, make sure that you check your battery, check your cooling system. This time of year especially, you don't want to get out there and get stuck alongside the road.
Absolutely. That is such good advice. And Mike, people also can plan ahead, as James was referring to, that there are apps and there are ways to contact PennDOT and to find out what's going on.
Yes, right. We have an app for your smartphone. It's called PA 511, and you could download that, and that'll tell you what, like if you're traveling on 80, 81, where if there's any accidents, any construction going on during your travel. So, because some people do call us and ask, is there anything going on 81 out there? So we do have some construction, but the construction areas usually have 2 lanes open. But just take your time when you're going, and that brings up work zone too. Just travel through the work zone safely. You could also call it in 511 PA. 511, you could dial the number, and that'll give you what location. So if you're in the Philadelphia area, it'll give you Philadelphia. In northeastern Pennsylvania, it'll give you the northeastern Pennsylvania area. So it's a statewide thing, and it's also other states that have it too.
Okay. And you've told us all along in the past, too, that if people want this information, maybe for a school, an organization, you guys will take this message on the road to bring it to them.
Oh, absolutely. We could come out and talk about senior driving for seniors, car seat safety for mothers and people with children. We could do school bus safety for children. We could go to school and talk. A big thing I like to get out there is talk about teen driving. People that are going to be getting their driver's license and learning the rules of the road and safety, and the big issue, texting and driving. So no matter whatever age you are, texting and driving is an issue. We do have a website called Just Drive PA. All the information is on that website, so any issue, you just search key it, and you'll have any topic you want to talk about. But you can give us a call in our office or email James or myself.
All right. Always a wealth of information when these two guys come to town. Please stay safe this winter and all year long as you hit the roads in Pennsylvania.
Thanks, Lisa. I have 45 half-full bottles of water in my car, but I don't think that counts as stocking up right there. Right now, it's your midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers on FYI. Pick 2, 3-1, pick 3, 399, pick 4, 3193, and pick 5, 19650. We'll check out the Christmas in Cunningham Classic in sports when we come back.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
So we did a few stories on the first ever Christmas in Cunningham Classic 5K run and 1 mile walk leading up to the event. Originally they were shooting to get 50 people to do this thing. Well, on Saturday they had over 200 people. Jonathan Kiddish, he won the 5K race with a time of 20 minutes and 10 seconds. Bobby Early, Tom Davidic, Dan Nansteel, and Jared Hinkle rounded out the top 5. Marina Orson was the first female to cross the finish line, and Megan Natali was the second. Megan Natali, I know her, having 200 people in the race. That's a great start, great headline, but I think the cookie medals steal the spotlight in this story. Well, Penn State Hazelton's men's basketball team had a tall task before the winter break. The local Lions hosted Penn State Mon Alto, the #1 team in the Penn State University Athletic Conference over the weekend. Here's our FYI Standard Speaker scoreboard. You can see they suffered a loss. They're now 2-3, Penn State Hazelton, in the PSU AC. Now, Penn State Hazelton did have a lead halfway through the first half, but Mon Alto answered with a 14-0 run. The Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins snapped a 3-game losing streak last week, and now they're on a 3-game winning streak. There you go. You see their final score there, 2 4-0 victories over the weekend. Well, I like 3 things about Mondays: bottleneck seafood night and trivia treats with Ron Marchetti. Okay, I only like 2 things about Mondays. Here's Ronnie.
14 December, trivia treats. Hi, everybody. Win one for the Gipper. Remember that line? It was said to Coach Newt Rockney when the Gipper was on his deathbed. Coach Rockney used that line before the game when Notre Dame upset undefeated Army in 1928. Just 2 weeks after the Gip was selected as Notre Dame's first football All-American. George Gipp died at the age of 25 from a strep throat infection. On this very day in 1920, that's when he died, 95 years ago. And speaking of All-American, Felix Doc Blanchard, All-American Heisman Trophy winner from Army, would have been 91 today, one of my childhood heroes. And All-American from Georgia and All-Pro from the Chicago Cardinals is 93 today, Charlie Trippi. On this day in 1985, exactly 30 years ago, Wayne Gretzky recorded 7 assists to lead the Edmonton Oilers past the Chicago Blackhawks 12-9 at Chicago Stadium. The 21 combined goals tied an NHL record for most in a game that was originally set in 1920, 65 years previously. And speaking of tying a record. Also on this day, in 1965, 50 years ago, the Pittsburgh Steelers tied an NFL record for most turnovers in a game, 12, and most interceptions, 9, while losing 47-13 to the Philadelphia Eagles before a paltry crowd of 22,000 at Pitt Stadium. Tommy Wade, playing in only his 4th NFL game of a 5-game career, threw 7 of the interceptions. The Eagles ran back 3 of those picks for touchdowns. 10 years ago, in 2005, Kobe Bryant scored 62 points for the Lakers while playing in 33 minutes of a 112-90 thrashing of the Dallas Mavericks at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Bryant scored 17 points in the first quarter, 15 in the second, and 30 in the third before sitting out the entire fourth period. When he left the game, Kobe had outscored the entire Dallas team 62-61. Now let's end it tonight with a weird trivia question and answer. When was the Hail Mary pass born? Let me rephrase that. When did the final play desperation pass start to be known as the Hail Mary? Like, who threw the first? Throw it as far as you can and pray that it's caught in the end zone by a teammate, of course. Answer, I heard that. Doug Flutie. Great answer, but not right. The new term in football's lexicon started when Roger Staubach of the Cowboys threw a bomb for the win to Drew Pearson against the Vikings in 1975. Mother of God. Till Friday. Stay loose.
Mondays can be rough, but you can end them on a high note. Seafood night at Bottlenecks. Choose from crab, clam, shrimp, and lobster specials, such as their little neck clams in garlic butter, only $1.95 a dozen, or handmade crab cake platter for only $8.95.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy 13th anniversary to Mark and Janine Mazurkevich. Love from your family, friends, and all of us here at SSPTV. Our next announcement, this very special big 16th birthday wishes for someone who is sugar and spice and everything nice. That is what Kayla Szymanski is made of, love from all of her family and friends. In our Talk of the Town report, Hazleton Public Transit has announced all bus service will end at 4 p.m. on Christmas Eve, Thursday, December 24th, and also on New Year's Eve, December 31st. There will be no bus service on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. For info, just call 570-459-5414. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Gary J. Melnick, formerly of Cunningham. Funeral is Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. from the Frank J. Bonnin Funeral Home. Friends may call Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Elizabeth Ann Gank, formerly of Drums. Services were held in Wilmington, Delaware. And Jean A. Smith, formerly of Lake Harmony. Services Wednesday at 11 a.m. at the McNulty Funeral Home. Friends may call Wednesday from 9:30 to 11 a.m. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Bruce Schuler of Ashland. Bruce, if you're watching, give us a call right now, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
Remember, Santa pays SSPTV a visit on Tuesday on the Sam Lassant Show, and we'll have more announcements, holiday programming announcements this week right here on FYI, so stay tuned. For right now, take it easy.